In this lesson, we are going to discuss some important points about simple pendulum. The first important point is, for large amplitudes, the approximation sin theta approximately equal to theta is not valid. In this case, the time period is given by 2 pi root over L by G 1 plus theta naught square by 16. Okay, where theta naught is the amplitude. If the time period of a pendulum is 2 seconds, it is called seconds pendulum. This was the pendulum that was used in clocks earlier. Okay, so time period was 2 seconds and that was called seconds pendulum. The length of a seconds pendulum is approximately 1 meter. If the length of a pendulum is large, so this is a large pendulum, then G no longer remains vertical. G will be directed towards the center of the earth. So in this direction. So G will now be directed toward the center of the earth and the time period comes out to be 2 pi root over 1 divided by G multiplied by 1 by L plus 1 by R, where R is the radius of the earth. The radius of the earth is 6400 kilometer, that is 6.4 into 10 to the power 6 meters. So this is the radius of the earth, and here in this equation R is the radius of the earth. If this L is much less than R, which will normally be the case, then this term can be neglected. So time period becomes 2 pi root over L by G. That is what we had for the simple pendulum. If L is tending to infinity, that means we have a pendulum of infinite length, then this will become 0. Time period becomes 2 pi root over R by G, and that is 84.6 minutes. This 84.6 minutes is very important in physics. It is the time period of a pendulum of infinite length. This is the time period of a satellite close to the earth. If we dig a tunnel along any chord of the earth and we release a particle with zero velocity here, it will oscillate simple harmonically with a time period of 84.6 minutes. And if the length of a day becomes 84.6 minutes, then bodies at the equator will become weightless. So this 84.6 minutes, which is 2 pi root over R by G, is very, very important in physics. Now, time period of a pendulum depends on acceleration due to gravity. Time period is proportional to 1 by root G, where G is acceleration due to gravity. Now, if this pendulum is in a vehicle having an acceleration A vector, then G effective will become G vector minus A vector, where A vector is acceleration of vehicle. Okay, because the pseudo force will be acting in the opposite direction. So we can consider various cases. If the pendulum is in a lift and the lift is accelerating upwards, then G effective is G plus A. Time period will become 2 pi root over L by G plus A. So basically time period will decrease in this case. The pendulum will oscillate faster. If the acceleration is downwards and this acceleration is less than G, then G effective will become G minus A, because the pseudo force will now be upwards. So we'll get G minus A. Time period will be 2 pi root over L by G minus A. Time period will become less. Okay, the pendulum will oscillate slowly. If the acceleration is more than G here, then the bob will slowly move up and sit there, you'll have no pendulum. And if the acceleration is equal to G, then it is free fall, the bob will be weightless, the pendulum will not oscillate at all. If the pendulum is in a car or truck, then the acceleration is horizontal. So here the G effective becomes root over G square plus A square, because on the pendulum G will be acting down and due to pseudo force 1A will be acting this way, and therefore G effective will be root over G square plus A square. If in addition to gravity one more force F vector like electrostatic force is acting on the bob, then G effective becomes G plus that extra force by mass. So that will give us the G effective in this case, where m is the mass of the bob.